What's up, guys, and welcome to the next van build episode. This is Kevin from Others on the Map, and today we're installing a couple things to get us one step closer to the van. We are installing the steps, how we built the step up to our platform bench area, installing the vinyl laminate flooring, the trim around that, and as well as a toe kick light underneath our kitchen cabinet. Alright, so I'm currently in the van right now and it's pretty much done, but I'm going to take you back to the beginning when I started working on the step, and I might look a little different. Today I'm working on the step that's going to go up to our platform. So right here I'm building the framing, or this foundation of the step, and it's going to go all the way over there. The first thing I did was get this board in place, and then I actually cut out the garage flooring so the wood lies against the subfloor, and so it's nice and secure. What I'm going to do now is screw in these pieces of wood here into the frame of the steel studs and into the wood here for it to be supported. I'll show you what it looks like and how I get the step in. So I don't have this support piece on this side of the wall since it's so tight. To wedge it in, kind of. So then this is in place here. Alright, so I am putting in pocket holes actually on the front side because this is going to get covered up with flooring, so it's not really going to be a big idea, but I'm going to start here and then I'm going to nail the side support into the piece right here, into this wall as well as these two, and then I'll nail this piece into here, and then I'll put this step above it and then figure out how I'm going to get that in place. Alright, so we got the one side done now, and now it's time to put the step on top. We'll put a little wood glue on it, then we'll drill it down, and we'll also figure out how we're going to drill into this side of the wall. So here's my drawer, here my step, and let's see how it'll go. Put some wood glue on first. Alright, so the shelf is currently in place. I can put all my weight on it. It's ready to roll. I have screws all along where there's foundation for the step, and one right there and one right here. So this thing ain't going anywhere. What it looks like from the outside, or from the garage, I'll show you in a minute. So I have a little extra space on the left hand side, not really needed, but this is what it's going to look like. And I wanted the space to go all the way through. I didn't want to put the foundation like right here because I'm going to be putting surfboards in here and I want the full length of the garage. Alright, so I just got a 1/2 inch drill bit and drilled out a little finger hole here, and I'm going to show you in a second why I did this, but basically there's a bolt sticking out of the 80/20 and it's not allowing this to lay flush against the platform. So I drilled a hole, and now I'm going to go test and hope that the bolt fits in this little hole here. And I'm too far over. Alright, hopefully that is it. Alright, so you can see that the bolt's there, but if I put a lot of pressure, let me make sure this is lying flat here, and I can push it and it seals it right to it. So the bolt is sticking in the piece of wood, and now if I screw into this, it's going to be nice and flush. So that's awesome. And then from the underneath side, I'm going to be screwing this into the step. And that's how I'm going to have my backing plate here. Alright, so everything's lining up perfectly now. So I am going to, I already did one, but I'm going to drill a hole into the 80/20. I marked where I can drill holes. And I'm going to put probably probably two or three more. And then I'm going to go underneath the platform into the garage and then screw this to the step. Alright, now going underneath. And this is what it looks like here. So I'm going to be screwing this into this piece of wood. And then I can strengthen or tie down the pecs to this piece of wood here, which will be nice. All right, that is so solid. It's incredible. Really pleased with how this turned out. We're going to be putting our life proof, I think it's called, the flooring over top of this. Now I just got to build this wall out. Alright, so now I am starting this wall. This is just going to be 1/2 inch. Notice how I drilled a hole for this bolt, similar to how I did here. And I also sanded down this edge so it doesn't affect that bolt right there. And I'm going to use my triangle here to make sure I have a straight edge, and then I will zap that screw down. I'll just have to seal that up, and then it's pretty good. Ready to roll. This morning I am putting on the toe kick, and I have my toe kick wood right here, and I have my 16 gauge wire. I'm not sure if you'll be able to see this, and a little USB that I have a USB LED strip light that has a cool remote, and you can do multicolored, and it will be around the toe kick. So if you got to go to the bathroom at night and you need some visibility, you can just turn the toe kick lights on instead of turning the lights on up top and waking each other up. So this is why we want to install this. We're going to put one in the garage, the trunk as well, so we can see if we need to get something at night that's buried in the garage. It's super simple. It's just adhesive that sticks to the bottom of the toe kick. And if I use this remote to turn it on, I have some lighting, which is really nice at nighttime, because when one of us has to use the bathroom, then we could just turn this on, use the remote, turn it on, and it's not going to be too bright where it's going to bother your eyes or wake the other person up. Today we're doing a lot of different projects, but I'm going to start the flooring. We're going to be using this scratch resistant waterproof vinyl plank. Life Proof is the brand from Home Depot. We used it in our rental unit and really liked it. It came out really good, so we're going to put it in the van as well and see how it goes. We're debating on whether to put it long ways or short ways, I guess. I don't really know how to differentiate it, but I think long ways is going to be the better option, because you're going to be walking out or walking into the van and you're going to want to see the planks going this way. I think it's going to be more friendly on your eyes, but I don't know. But I'm going to start with the stairs area and then we'll go from there. Making some progress on the floor, and Taylor is finishing some trim work in the back, working like a dog. Let's check what she's doing. Whoa! Looking good.
Yeah, I have a lot of work to do.
Lots of cuts, and now we're just wood gluing it on, hoping that the wood glue is strong enough. We think it will be plenty strong.
And then we'll put a piece of hardware, like the rest of ours, right here, so that this is a nice door you can pull in and out.
Yep, and you can access this one from the back right here or from the top. All right, almost done. The life-proof vinyl plank flooring. I definitely recommend going long ways. Going short ways would be a pain. But we have a nice little hole right here where the floor is exposed, and Taylor really wants it covered.
Oh, it's gonna get covered.
And it just seems like a lot of work. And I'm getting tired.
It's worth it.
But here we go, 2 pieces left for the main flooring section. Then I have to work on that crap over there.
We went with the Fresh Oak Life-Proof flooring. It is waterproof, so that's half the reason we got it, and it's just supposed to be really durable. Plus the color is great, I think, or we think. So yeah, we're really liking the way it's looking right now.
Recommend getting a tapping block and this pull bar. Not absolutely required. When I installed this in our rental unit, I did it without, but in this tight space, it's pretty nice to have this, so I would get it. So for those who are wondering where our wires are getting ran from, so here's the wire, 2-aught wire going to the isolator, and the 2 wires going to our S-bar diesel heater. And I gotta retape this because it fell, but I'm about to seal this up now that I'm working on the flooring, but it's running right through there. I drilled a little hole through the plastic and it goes right under the passenger seat. So I'm going to put a bead of construction adhesive along the plastic here and help this stick to it. And then we're also going to use some L brackets to stick it to the kitchen cabinet. And then maybe put a little bead right here of wood to seal this in place. But I put the same flooring on that black piece of wood. So there's a black piece of 3/4 inch ply behind this that is screwed into the plastic here, as well as construction adhesive and screwed into the subfloor up top. So then this is just held together with construction adhesive clamped between this, and then I also put a nail, 2 nails underneath where our shoes are hiding this area. So this is what the step looks like.
Alright, so next up is the trim on the steps. I wanted it to look a little bit different since everything in here is so plain white. So I went with this like chevron style that you see, which we also did on the back. I just used like 3/4 inch pieces of plywood to make all of these, and then kind of just stuck them on with wood glue. So that is why we went with that. With this trim, since it's used, the steps are used all the time and it's frequently being stepped on and stuff, we went with like a plastic white trim. That way it's easy to clean and it won't like break or chip or anything like that. So we went with the plastic trim all the way around and on this bottom piece. For here, we just went with a piece of small white wood trim, which we did down here as well, just to finish it off and make it look like cohesive, I guess. We just didn't want there to be any gaps or anything like that. This area does have dead space because of the way we built the boxes. There is a piece of 80/20 around here, which is why we had to build it out a little bit. Originally we were going to kind of just build it and then build it down, and it wouldn't have been straight, but we thought that this would be a more like polished finish look, so we did just add a piece of 1/4 inch ply here and here, also the same on this side, but this is hollow space in here. We wanted it to be like a straight step, which is why we built it out. For the, I call them benches, I also wanted there to be a little detail other than just a flat white piece of wood. And I wanted it to kind of complement the cabinets. And since the cabinets have the nice square, I wanted this to kind of emulate that. So I added a piece of trim to the bottom, and then I cut these, what size is this? 3/4?
1x3 poplar.
1x3 poplar inch pieces of wood and painted those white. And then we screwed these in from the backs of these compartments so that we couldn't see any screws or anything like that. And then we just painted them and used some caulk to fill in all of the edges, and that's how we got this look, which I'm actually really happy with the way it turned out. I think it finishes it off really nicely. But yeah, you don't have to do it, it's just something extra. Another spot we wanted to do the trim was around the bathroom. So if you look pretty closely, this is part of our shower door, and then this white piece right here is actually part of our shower pan. And then to make it flush with the wall, we built it out with 2 pieces of plywood that are at the same length, kind of looking like one. That way we could put one long piece of trim across the bottom.
For the trim around the closet, we just use the thin piece since we have this door here, and then this is just the stock, let me get out of the way here. This is just the stock Mercedes subfloor piece of metal that we painted black, and then also added a bit of an aluminum L bracket right here, and we just need to paint these screws black as well, and that wraps up the floor. We might actually add a piece of trim right here too. Oh, we definitely are.
Yeah.
Alright guys, so that wraps up this van build episode. We're almost through all of the van build episodes, so I'll be cranking them out over the next couple of weeks, and then we'll be on to travel content. If you have any questions about this one, drop a comment below and I'll be sure to answer it.
Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.
Adios.